The title for my talk today is Chile, Community, and Cross-Cultural Entrepreneurship. And I just want to share with you some of my stories from Chile, from China, and from other places, and what I see as the strengths of Latin American entrepreneurs in general. So, when I was a student here at Cal, I studied abroad in Chile in 2005. Here's some pictures from that year. This is my host family. It's in front of a library where I volunteered. And I took this class for school credit, Montañismo, where we climbed mountains and camped in the snow for school. It was pretty fun. When I graduated, and actually as part of that study abroad year, I interned with an organization in Chile called Acción Emprendedora. And this was my introduction to the world of business for social impact and entrepreneurship. A little bit ironic considering that I grew up in the heart of Silicon Valley. My parents had always worked in technology, but I hadn't really thought about the social impact of business till I went to Chile. And I interned with this organization that basically supports entrepreneurs from working class backgrounds and brings in mentors from various companies, from various backgrounds, various universities to help these entrepreneurs thrive. And what I did for my internship was I interviewed and surveyed a lot of the entrepreneurs to figure out how they liked the program and what they could do better. And I very specifically remember working with a woman named Monica. And she was a designer, and she made these beautiful wooden toys. And she told me, I'm a designer, my husband is a carpenter, we both used to work for other people on the other side of the city, but we've got 3 kids, and we much prefer to be able to spend more time with them and work out of our garage. And she also told me that she really appreciated having these mentors that were from the other side of the city in these very wealthy neighborhoods, an hour on the subway from where she lived, because her mentor from Acción Emprendedora helped her get her handmade wooden toys into a store where they could charge the amount that these toys were really worth. And that sort of collaboration between people of different neighborhoods and different social classes was really important to her and really had a strong impact on me as someone who was coming in, because in a pretty stratified and classist society like Chile, the idea that what an entrepreneur needs to be able to succeed and grow is friends and allies in different neighborhoods, different classes, different backgrounds. It was a really interesting lesson for me. And it was really interesting for me to kind of get to know all these entrepreneurs and get to know more about how they were working. When I came back to Berkeley the next semester, I actually took a class at Haas on social entrepreneurship. And many years later in Chile, I actually taught the same class, inspired by what I had studied here. But back to kind of my story. When I graduated from Berkeley with a degree in Latin American Studies, I decided to do the most obvious thing, and I moved to China. I taught at this university at Jiaxing Xueyuan, which is in a small town of 1 million people, close to Shanghai. And these are some of my students. This military photos, this is their freshman orientation. It wasn't not quite the same activities that I remembered from my freshman orientation, but they get started marching them into, the school spirit. And what I really learned from my experience moving to China 3 months after graduating with a Latin American Studies degree was that I could reinvent myself, that I could do something completely different, go to the other side of the world, and just because I had decided to, and with no specialized training in 3 months to do something entirely different was really empowering. A couple of months later, in Shanghai, in an elevator, I saw something that made me think about Chile again. It was this poster, and it was for an event that had already happened, and it says, 致力国家新影响 something, something, something. Anyways, I was curious about this, so I Googled it, and found that a Chinese market research company had investigated the image of Chile in China. And they had kind of funny findings. So they interviewed white collars, white-collar professionals, and do you know Chile? 74% no. The way you know Chile, geography. And then skipping down to the bottom here is really kind of funny. Please describe Chile as a person. Mature, male, middle-aged, 35.2%. Hard to say, 30.1%. Female, adult, 19.7%. An open-minded, handsome, passionate young man, 11.3%. An outspoken young man full of vitality, 6.2%. I don't know. So this was just kind of hilarious, and it made me feel like there was a sort of full circle sense in my sort of international career. This market research study was really done to export Chilean wine to China and figure out how to market it with the knowledge of that sort of market, just like they sell Chilean wine in the supermarket here. But I just thought this was hilarious. And when I would give talks in Chile, I would show them this slide, and they would just laugh so hard. So in 2011, I left China, and I moved to Chile, which is where I met Diego. We were in Startup Chile at the same time. And this is a government-backed startup program that has the goal of bringing entrepreneurs from all over the world to Chile and introducing entrepreneurship to Chile and Chile to the entrepreneurs of the world. They give about $40,000 in funding and visas and opportunity to work out of this beautiful office and all sorts of different events and networking opportunities and government connections to people from everywhere. And in the 3 years that I spent in Chile, starting from Startup Chile, I got to know entrepreneurs from literally everywhere. From Ghana, from Estonia, from Brazil, from Argentina, from Chile, obviously, and from lots and lots and lots of other places. And I think that it's really, really like forward thinking and really progressive of a government to like sponsor entrepreneurs from all over the world with the idea of spreading the knowledge of entrepreneurship and this sort of entrepreneurial spirit. And part of this program also had us giving talks at various like universities and different events and things like that. So this is actually, in the introduction to this event, we talked a little bit about like the discourses of entrepreneurship in Latin America. This is what I would show. So this is me when I was like 5 years old. My parents both worked at Apple in this era, so we had the Apple computer pretty early. And I would talk about like the mindset of Silicon Valley. And we were very much trying to like spread this idea that what needs to change to support more entrepreneurship in Latin America is the mindset and thinking more about innovation, technology, education, connections, risk, etc. And specifically, like not being so afraid of failure. Now, I don't know, like I think that this program, Startup Chile, is one of many different programs in Chile to support entrepreneurship. There's other things related to science, others related to intellectual property, others related to other things. And I think that there's a lot of potential here. And I've seen a lot of different change and growth in the time that I've been working with entrepreneurs in Latin America. Between 2005 and now, I think there's really a lot more entrepreneurs and really a lot more opportunities to expand and grow. So I think that the strength of entrepreneurship in Latin America, similar to what Diego said. I mean, the idea of being able to collaborate between many different people from many different countries and really be able to work together is important. And this is the office where I used to work in Chile. This is co-work. It's a big co-working space, and they have franchised their model. They're opening in Uruguay and in other places as well. But I think that there's really a lot of opportunity that comes from really working together and working within communities and with the people that you know and getting to know more people and really being able to build these sort of networks and find opportunities through each other. So that's all I have for now. I'm more than happy to answer your questions, and I'm really happy to be here. Go Bears.